Hello, my name is Sharon Jensen and I represent Embrace Your Wardrobe. So I'm an image consultant and I help people to best dress themselves based on their hair, eye, and skin color. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about face shapes and how that kind of goes right along into, right from your hairstyle to your eyeglasses, right down to the shoes that you wear. Okay, so here you can see how you could wear like a sweatshirt and a pair of pants. But if you have like a jacket and a pair of pants, it looks a little bit more professional. So you don't have to wear a suit all the time. You can look business casual and send a more professional look. Or over here we have a person who's wearing a skirt that's really too short. She probably should have something that's a little bit more knee length, unless she's probably 20 years old. So we haven't been there for a while, or at least I haven't. But it all starts off with our face shape. There's about 10 face shapes, 5 angular face shapes and 5 contoured or rounded face shapes. So after, if everyone's interested, I do have some mirrors and we can actually work on learning about your face shapes and kind of putting this into practice for you. But once we know your face shape, it's going to dictate what types of patterns are really good for you. So if you have a round or a circular face shape, you're going to want to have your patterns be soft. So like a paisley or flowers. Same thing with a square face. You're going to want more angular, maybe a princess line cut neckline or a V-shaped. If you have a round face, you can still wear a V shape, but you want it to be a little softer at the V. But it works into your jackets, your winter wear, everything of that nature. You want to make sure it's rounded edges if you have a round face, and angular angles if you have a square face. Your eyeglasses, you want to mimic the bottom of your chin line. So if you have a rectangular face line, you want to have glasses that are more square. If you have a soft or a rounded face, you want the bottom of your glasses, your rims, to be more soft and rounded. Your accessories are also, as you're seeing, you can probably see everything is mimicking your face shape. So we work right down to your shoes. So this here is my picture. When I found out that I had a pear-shaped face, I had a beautiful haircut, but it just made my face look more triangular. So because my temples are narrower than my cheeks, by putting the volume of my hair where my face was lacking, now I've given myself a really nice balance, and my face shape is much more harmony than it was before. Not to say that you can't have long hair, but I'm a little follically challenged, so my hair doesn't grow very fast, so this is one of my only choices I had. But in my business, we actually go by the 4 seasons, which a lot of people may be familiar with Color Me Beautiful. We have 31 autumns, 16 winters, 31 springs, and 15 summers. So they've really expanded. So you might say you're an autumn, but your colors could be really different than the person next to you who also might be autumn. But we base that on your hair, eye, and skin color, and we give you 40 colors that are based specifically for your coloring. But once you know that, we can work on makeup. So here's a woman, I don't know if it's very clear. She looks about 7 years younger, and all we did was put her in shades of colors that were complementary to her hair, eye, and skin colors. Once you know your colors, everyone has a blue, everyone has a brown, but it's the factor of the deepness. Is it a cooler with a gray undertone, or is it a warmer color with a yellow undertone? So my navy might be a lot different than somebody of a winter or a summer. But once you know that, you can dress for your occasion. If, like today, I wanted to be friendly and approachable, so I'm kind of in my brown, friendly, likable, so I hope you'll end up liking me. Little nervous, had a bad morning this morning. But we also go into your body shapes. So we only have 3 body shapes. We have linear, we have curvy linear, and then we have curvy. And that's based on your waist measurements. If the difference between your shoulders and your waist are less than 7 inches, Then you want to dress very linear, hence the long jacket. I'm a linear type style, so I very rarely do I try to emphasize that I have a waist because I don't have one. If you're a curvy linear, you wanted the sheet dresses and things of that nature are going to look very nice on you, and you're going to have that 7 to like 10 inches definition between your shoulders and your waistline. And then the curvy linear is like 12 inches or more. There are actually a lot of people who do have that, and instead of wearing a big shirt, they should actually be belting. Our undergarments are also very important. So this is a woman here with the same dress, unfortunately. If you guys need me to print out, I can send to the office if you guys want to have copies of these pictures, because I know they're not really coming out very clear. But you can tell the person to the right who, she definitely looks a little bit more put together than the girl who's wearing bare feet and no undergarments. Your accessories are going to be a big part too. If you tend to lean towards gold, you're probably going to be an autumn or a spring season, and you're going to want to wear warmer colors. And if you tend to gravitate to silver accessories, you're either a winter or a spring, summer. But once you know all these things, now you have to look at your closet. So what we do is we actually try to identify what your lifestyle's like. So I like to go golfing, so I have a golfing attire, I have a work attire, I have a hanging out in the backyard type of attire or capsules. And then we look in the closet and we see what the closet's got. The closet doesn't necessarily represent what our lifestyle is. We really only wear about 10% of what is in our closet. So unfortunately, we've wasted a lot of money. So by going through this one simple task, you can turn around and now make wiser choices if you know what your face shape is and what type of angles and things of that nature. It really does save you a lot of money in the long run. But when I talk about capsules, a capsule is a jacket, 2 bottoms, so a skirt or a pair of pants, and then 3 tops to go with it. So you could actually dress for a whole entire week on just one capsule. Now, if you're not really into the business attire, a jacket could be a sweater, it could be some other type of a top. They suggest that you go through your closet twice a year, because sometimes we wear things to death and they're falling apart, and other times we have other clothes that we've never even looked at. They still have the tags on them. So it may be something that you can turn around and give a gift to Goodwill, or maybe you know somebody who's in the same season or the same shape that might be able to benefit from that particular item better. But once you know all these things, it's much easier to know what you actually need to go shopping for. So now you're not going in the store and impulse buying, you're going and picking things based on what you actually need in your closet. So this is kind of at the end, so after, if you want, we can turn the lights back on and I can actually talk about how you would determine your face shapes, and you guys can play around with some angles and some patterns and see which ones look better for you. So I don't know if any of you have any questions? Yes?
I once had my color done, and I had the palette, but then my hair color changed. Can I use the same palette?
Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. Definitely if you had like really dark hair like mine and you go gray, sometimes it'll change it from a winter to a summer, or you might go from an autumn to a spring. Say that you're wearing a nice light pink, a rosy pink, you're probably in the winter or summer category. But sometimes you do have to tweak it because your hair is a lot lighter, so you would be a little bit softer colors. But if you want, I can talk about that after with you. Anybody else? That's a good question.
I have one. I can't find a pair of 10.5 shoe. It's either 9 or 11.
I know, that's really hard. They must have stopped making them in the half sizes. So, but yeah, but sometimes, you know, like if you wanted to have your legs look longer or shorter, your shoes will actually be able to help you with that, some of that. But I can't help you with finding the 10.5 shoe, sorry.
Long time ago, I went to a seminar, Color and Beauty.
Yeah?
When they got done explaining, I told my girlfriend, I says, oh my God, I better be winter or I need an entire new wardrobe because that's all I've got in my closet. And it turned out I went to the winter.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say with the black on, yeah. Not too many seasons can actually wear the black, so. Hi there.
Can you repeat what she says because we didn't hear her?
Oh, she was saying that she had had her colors done many years ago, and she was hoping that she was going to be a winter because everything in her wardrobe was black. And black is actually winters are the only people that can really get away with black. Otherwise, if you wear the wrong color, you can wear any color you want, but if you wear the wrong color, it does not bring any life and like brightness to your face. You don't have a healthy glow. You tend to look shallow, or sick, or a little under the weather type. That's what the color, the significance of the colors, the shades. So. Yeah, someone else was saying that the only color they don't like is yellow. Yellow is a very hard color. I think I have yellow in my color palette, and I only do little teeny tiny little dots. Is probably the closest that I get to a yellow for that very same reason. It just seems really like a harsh color.
We wear a lot of yellow.
Oh, you wear a lot of yellow? Yeah. Sorry. But
I've got mine.
and then I have my mother here, Sandy Demers. I know a lot of you know her. She's actually a winter, but she is one of those seasons that can actually wear gold and silver. There are a few combinations that you can wear more than one. But what happens is, this is the new color palette that they have made up. And you have to excuse me, I kind of dumped my whole cup of coffee this morning in my purse. So, so my items are really smelling very, very much like coffee at the moment, and they're a little sticky. So here is an example of my hair, eye, and skin color. And so based on my hair, eye, and skin color, I have like 40 colors that are going to be good for me to wear. So the advantage of knowing this, as I'm making all kind of rustling, is when I go shopping, I don't necessarily have to know what color I want to purchase, but I want to hold it up to me, and if you can see that everything kind of blends, you can so I've got some browns in here, I've got some greens, I've got some blues. So it's about it's about blending, how everything kind of blends. I don't know if you can kind of see that. Versus like your jacket, I might not be able to get away with it. I was going to say I could, but I can see the black and see how the colors stand on top of the black. So that would not be a very good color. That's going to make lines underneath my eyes be more pronounced. Or if I had a day, where I was a little puffy, they're going to make it look puffier. Yes?
So black isn't very good at feminine people, but if they use a skirt or something, would that be okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, there are occasions where we do have to wear black. We might wear that to our funeral or something of that nature. And if you have things in your closet right now that you absolutely love, by all means, we would not say that you need to get rid of it. But like you had said, a good idea would be to have a scarf or something that would be in your color, or so maybe it'd be a printed type of a scarf. So I have an example here. Again, pardon the coffee. It smells very coffee-like here. But this here has some colors like these burgundies and stuff that are not in my color palette, but yet when I hold it up to my outfit, it actually does blend very well, and I do use this a lot. So even if I have a color that isn't still in my color palette, but it brings something to the table, you can actually use that as well. So it's really a journey that you start when you start thinking about your colors, or people give you a compliment. Now when you've thought about what you're going to wear, and you're like, oh yeah, well I chose this color because of this reason, or I cut my hair because of that reason, it kind of like starts to kind of like resonate. Losing my breath. So I have to say, this is my largest presentation. So thank you for cooperating. Yes?
How do you decide your face shape?
If you want, I can do that. Our face shapes, like I said, we have just a few. When you're in the shower, you can pull your hair back. So if I pull my hair back, you can see it's kind of rounded at the top, but you can see that it's narrower. If I take something straight, can you hand me something straight? Yeah, that'll work. So if you take a ruler or something straight and you put it up to the side of your face, see at my cheeks, it's kind of touching, but at my forehead, it kind of goes in. There's a whole lot of space. But my jawline is very, very soft. So that's how I determined that I had a pear-shaped face. So like some other people, huh? Yeah, I was going to say, she's a really good example here, if she wanted to stand up for a second. So if you turn around, so when you look at her profile, her sides of her face are very, 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 very straight. And then the bottom of her chin is very, very straight as well. It is a direction angle. So she's going to be a rectangular or an angled shape. So things that are going to look good, and she's even wearing it. She's got a jacket on here that's very angular. There's a pattern that's angled. So those things are going to be very good for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, see? So you have kind of like a rectangle type face.
I was scheduled as a winter quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
So.
So that's why you can get away with the black.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put black on, I'm looking like I'm dead. So. Yep.
I'm a rectangular too,
Yep.
and I'm a winter too.
You're a winter too? Yeah, there's very few people, as they're, like when I actually go gray, if I should dare to let my hair go gray, you're either one way or the other about the whole gray subject. But if I were to go gray, I would probably be a spring, so I'd have to wear some softer colors. I wouldn't be able to be quite as autumn driven as I am. I'd have to soften it up a little bit. So if you want, I'll pass out some mirrors and some little things you guys can look at and have some fun, and I'll come around and help you. A couple of mirrors for you to share. And then I'll show you what yeah, you're very angular. Yeah. We passed out some mirrors, and we passed out this little sheet here. On one side should be an angular type shape, and the other side is like a paisley type shape. I didn't have enough for everyone to have a mirror, so we'll have to share and kind of chat back and forth. But again, what we're trying to do is if you hold up the pattern shape to your face, what do you see first? For me, you should see the pattern and then kind of go up to my face, versus if I have a softer shape, you should see my face first. You don't actually see the pattern first. So that's why when somebody wears something that doesn't really go well for them, people will get attracted to the outfit or the item or the accessory versus being drawn up to your face. Angles, yeah, so if you have a square or angular face, so straight on the sides, straight across the top, you're gonna look better with angled type patterns. Yep, versus flowery.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't tell.
And it's something that you have to kind of, sometimes it's not always very instant. So if you're looking in this mirror here and you pull up your forehead, what type of forehead do you have? I can't get mine. It's a direction change. It's not soft. It definitely changes. Yeah, and you're straight across as well.
I was also told I was autumn. I don't know.
Your coloring is very red, and even your hair tone, it's got like a yellow or a warm tone in it.
It was.
So you probably, if you had your colors done again, you're probably more towards the spring, a little bit softer. So no, if you're going to wear black, you want to make sure that you definitely wear colors. So like right now, your hair is very warm. So with the black, it's again, you're getting drawn to the shirt, not necessarily to your face. Well, you're definitely a cool, but you're wearing like summer color. You're wearing summer colors for your pants and your shirt, and then you have a winter color on your top. So, but your coloring and everything, your eyes are very soft, your hair is very soft. You're probably going to be closer to a winter, but I mean, short of going through the whole consult. But right now, you're kind of, if you're going to dress in warm colors, you don't want to wear white, you want to wear ivory or a soft white, winter white or something of that nature, not a harsh white, because that would, again, people look at the white jacket, versus your face. Yeah, you're wearing fall colors down there.
Is that winter? More winter?
No, autumn. Yeah, fall is autumn. I would say you might be able to get away with with both, because you do have a little bit of it. It's a little wider at your temples, and your chin is narrower, so you're almost getting into this triangular shape. Because this is wider. But it's not really, because if you hold, if you hold your face, the paper the way your face is going, it's definitely, so yeah. So I would say probably the angular, more of the triangle, And what this is supposed to do is, this is suggestions on hairstyles and earrings. So very angular, squares and things of that nature. Again, long, little bit of bang or whatever. If you have a large forehead type thing.
Because I have a very high forehead.
And your side goes straight and your chin is straight. You are definitely a square.
Really?
Yeah, or a rectangle.
And what color would you say?
It's really kind of hard to actually say the colors, but I mean you get the dark eyes with the dark hair. It tends to be like an ashy brown versus like a warm red brown. So I would say you'd either be a winter or a summer.
Because I have reds, whites, like a cobalt blue.
Yeah, very, very bright, very, very vivid, versus a summer would be more of the pastel-y colors.
Yeah, I just get trained.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
So if you look in the mirror here, and could you hold up your hair, your bangs a little bit? See how the top goes pretty straight, your side goes straight, chin straight. So you're a square.
And what color would you say?
Well, your hair right now is a very warm color, so I would say either the autumn or the spring. Do you tend to wear a lot of gold, or do you wear silver more?
I wear actually black and white.
Yeah, because I was going to say this here is kind of a cool color.
Yeah.
This blue, it's straight sides.
I'm square.
You're square.
I'm square.
Yeah. The only time that you would get into like a rectangle is if you had a really long face. So like your face is actually longer than her face, but your face is probably triangular.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah. So see, the top is pretty, is straight. It's almost even like a heart shaped. You know how it's got that little thing like this, but your face on this side. See how, wrong side to show here, but see how it's pretty, just slightly, indented, and then your chin line is very, it's not quite as abrupt as your forehead. So I don't know. So you're actually kind of leaning. I'm leaning towards the heart shaped.
Really?
Yeah, because of your hairline.
It's a hat shop.
That's it. When you look at her hat, the top of her hairline is kind of like at that shape.
Yeah.
When you first look at me, do you see the pattern or do you see my face? You know, versus if you see on the softer side, you'll tend to go to my face first, and then you'll look. So that's what the goal of these papers are. Yeah, but your face is rectangle. Yeah. So it's not any of those.
I thought it was more oval, but I don't. Oh,
Right here?
Yeah.
but
So
see,
very
now I
angular
like things
round.
like this.
Yep, and that's fine. So did you figure out what you had? Okay. So if you hold your hair up and look in the mirror. So
My hairline's receding. I don't have much hair left.
right, but that puts you in the heart category. Yeah. So it is still in this. But and then when you look at your see how it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. But the bottom of your chin line though is pretty. You know, you definitely have very angular shapes. So yeah. So I'm actually thinking that you're more in the square or rectangle. Like having stripes and stuff. If you're prone to do this, is all linear type clothes. So versus if you had the rounded shape face, you would want to have flowers and soft patterns. Like she's got a angular type sweater. You probably would look very nice in an angular, maybe not in those colors, but angular versus like, yeah. And if I hold like the piece of paper, so your cheeks are definitely wider than your temples. And then your, it's kind of soft. You're actually pear because your temples are smaller. So like if you look at me, if I can get rid of my, so if I hold up, see how my temples are, you can put your glasses on again so you can see, or you can see, okay. So my temples are smaller than my face. I always thought I had fat cheeks, fat face. And then I realized that it was just because of my temples being small, the shape of my face being small. So that's why I started with, and I never really liked bangs, but it brings more of a uniform or a round look.
Is that why I'm wearing this? Because I have a face shape?
Yep. So having a little bang and everything is actually, you're wearing your hair perfect for your face shape. Because you got volume here and it's quiet where your face is widest. So yeah, you're doing perfect. So like if you have an angular shape, see how these are all kind of round and oval? And these are all rectangular and square and triangle. But even me, it's like I have the oval face, but if you notice I have triangle earrings on. Because you can play with it a little bit, so because my face is borderline, I can make my face look squarer and more angular by wearing different jewelry. Can you hold it up a little higher? All right, so the top of your face has got like almost like a, I don't know, it kind of like the heart shaped on the top. So, and then when you're pretty much kind of, it gets skinnier at the, closer to your chin when you hold it. So I'm going to say you're a heart shape, so you're going to be a soft, rounded type shapes. Yep.
Well, I was more interested in like glasses. What shape are my glasses? That'll be dependent upon the shape of my face. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have to get new frames. So.
Well, I was going to say you did a really good job because your face is very angular.
Okay.
So, but looking like if you pull your, see how it goes straight across at the top? Yep. And then, when you hold a piece of paper up, see how your chin is more, so you're more triangular?
Triangular, okay.
Yep, so angled. But you guys have been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed learning about your face shapes. And like I said, if you want, I have business cards if you want to have any questions or anything, or want to have your colors redone. I know a couple of you showed an interest in that. So once again, thank you very much.